Hi, Albert here with Mainland Cycle Center. Today we're going to take a look at the 2020 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. Brand new model, brand new bike, brand new version of this bike for 2020. KTM says about 90% of this bike has changed from the previous model. So although it may look a bit like the previous one, it is considerably different. Just looking at the bike, when I was looking at pictures of this bike prior to us receiving one, it really looked funny to me. The gas tank looked like it came up too high, that I really don't, I don't see that now that I'm seeing the bike in person like I did in the pictures. Not nearly as much anyway, but it is a 4.2 gallon gas tank. We'll get that out of the way while we're here. But just looking at the bike compared to the previous model, if you're familiar with Super Duke R's, the frame, obviously a larger diameter tube on this trellis frame. KTM says that frame has 3 times the torsional stiffness of the previous model. They also raised the swing arm pivot, I think 5 millimeters. The single-sided swing arm on the back is 15% stiffer than previous. Also, the exhaust headers are noticeably larger than the previous model, and they're just beautiful. The way they've got them routed and the bends in them really look great on there. Definitely has a hot rod look for this bike that has become known as the Beast from KTM, and definitely is very tough and muscular looking with that exhaust. New suspension, so WP suspension. This is the Apex suspension, and I believe it says Apex right there. The front fork is adjustable for spring preload as well as compression and rebound dampening. Also, we'll go ahead and look at the rear shock. The rear shock now has a remote adjuster. It lets you hydraulically adjust the rear spring preload tension. This is also adjustable for compression dampening, both high and low speed, as well as rebound dampening on the rear. Also, we didn't really look at that muffler a while ago. The muffler really looks great, nice and compact, stainless steel, has a nice 1290 Super Duke R logo on it as well. The new wheels, 5-spoke wheels, really interesting. I like the way that here this didn't just come straight in. It kind of has this little curve to it, adds a little bit of interest to it. The hollowness of the spokes really looks good, but the wheels are also lighter than the previous year model wheels. All in all, this bike lost 13 pounds from the previous model, which is pretty impressive. It gets pretty hard to do on a bike that was pretty trim. So this bike has a wet weight, curb weight with fluids of 460 pounds. So pretty impressive, especially for a bike that is, 180 horsepower. The horsepower is up about 3 from the previous model, about 3 horsepower. But we always know that less weight and more power is a great combination. New subframe on this bike. It's aluminum and composite, and they lost about 3 pounds out of just the subframe on this. Brembo Stylema calipers. So top of the line Brembo 4-piston radially mounted brake calipers on the front. This is a 6-speed transmission. The transmission is what they call a Pankel transmission, and that has to do with the company that made them. Pankel is a company that owns Carrillo rods and is known for making very high quality steel parts, right down to a molecular level, very high quality in the parts that they make. And so the transmission gears in this bike, very high quality material that they're made out of. So you can kind of see this gray part of the frame here is the aluminum part of the subframe, and then the black here is the composite part of the subframe. Brembo front brake master cylinder to match those Brembo front brakes. LED headlight, DRL, and then of course low beam and high beam indicator there. Adjustable levers on both sides, so you can adjust the reach on those levers. Also, there's a USB outlet right there. to allow you to charge your phone. Also, you can loosen up a couple of bolts here and change the angle of the display as well. So this is the key for the bike. So this is, I guess we'd call keyless entry. And so as long as you have the fob in proximity, the bike will start right up. So this is your on and off. The only thing you really need the key for is to pop the seat. So there's your mechanical key. Even the gas cap opens electronically. So if we turn the bike on, then now the fuel cap will open. Of course, 90 plus octane fuel on that. There's a look at that new display from KTM. Now, I've seen this. I'm not sure. You should be able to go in the display, probably change it, but I've seen this with an orange background. I really love the orange background on it. It looks good. Now, this bike, we just got out of the crate. It doesn't have much fuel in it, so it's showing low fuel, transport lock, a few little errors there because it's not fully unlocked on the electrical system we do it with our computer here. But new handlebar controls. I really like the new controls. Not only do I think they look pretty futuristic and pretty cool, but I also think that the way you navigate with the display now is much more intuitive. It is different from the previous KTMs. So if you've got a KTM now, there could be a little learning curve there. These are equipped with electronic cruise control. So you still got that, but new now the Excel and decel buttons are right up here. So you push this one to Excel and then right around here with your index finger to decel. But display here is pretty cool. So there's a couple of things. If we push the up button here, it'll pop up with a little display there at the bottom. If we push it again, we get a little more information, and then we can toggle sideways here to toggle that again, I think. So there, you can toggle and get some different information on the display. So that's nice to just be able to pop up some of that information there. And then to enter the menu, we just push and hold here. And that enters into the menu. And it's almost like you just go here to keep opening, here to select, and here to exit what you're in. So we'll go down to motorcycle, and then we'll push here to open that menu, and then MTC will push again to open that, and then we can make our selection. If we want to change that, we could, and we could go to off. We'll go ahead and put it back. Okay, and then just push here to start exiting out of the menu. So anyway, I really dig that. I think once you get a hang of it, it's really pretty easy. Let's see what else. Also, there's a new little switch right up here, and you can program C1 and C2 here. So you push forward for C1, back for C2, and you can program that to change a couple of things on here. But you can go into the menu and program what the function is on that switch. But let's see. Well, so let's go ahead and crank her up for you. We don't always get to do that, but let's do that. So look at the tail light. LED DRLs on the front. I know the camera does not do these justice for how they sound. The microphone just makes it sound completely different than how they sound here. But I know you guys like to hear them run, so we did that. I'm trying to think what else we forgot. Oh, let's look at the seats. Really love the seats on these. It kind of has a suede look on top of the seats with a nice R logo embroidered on there. So really nice finishing on there. I think this fit and finish wise, this is one of the nicest KTMs that we've seen. It really is a premium motorcycle from KTM. I love the back of the headlight. It's clear here, so you can kind of see into there. I kind of love that rawness of that. Also, if you can kind of see behind here, the ram air intake back there, if you can see that screen, and it looks a little bit raw, but air literally passes right through the headlight and into that air intake. Nice big radiator. It does have a steering dampener. I don't know if I told you that a while ago or not. But yeah, really digging this bike. This is definitely a bike that has power and technology that will rival excuse me, pretty much any super sport out there. It is definitely KTM's flagship motorcycle. They have really put a lot of effort and technology into this bike, and they're very proud of it. But all right, that's a look at the 2020 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. Once again, we are Mainland Cycle Center. We're located in Lamarck, Texas. We're about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston, just off of I-45. You can find us online, mainlandcyclecenter.com, or by phone at 409-948-4969. And we would just love it if you give us a call, shoot us an email, or even better, come on down to Mainland Cycle Center, where we'd love to help any way that we can. Hey, thanks for watching.